In this video, I will introduce you to the subject of biochemistry. Whether you are a biochemistry student or thinking of pursuing this subject in future, this video will give a clear picture about why studying biochemistry can be a huge boost for your healthcare career. So, in this video, you will learn what is biochemistry, who coined the term biochemistry, and what are the key historical events associated with biochemistry. Then, I will also explain about different core concepts and key processes involved in this subject. Plus, we will also try to understand the link between biochemistry and human health. Lastly, we will explore the scope of biochemistry and its numerous applications. So, after watching this video, I recommend you to check out my other video about building a successful career in biochemistry, including entrepreneurship with this subject. Okay, so let's get started. Let's begin our discussion by understanding what biochemistry is. Biochemistry can be defined as a branch of science that explores the chemical processes within living organisms. It's a lab based science that connects biology and chemistry together. In biochemistry, the knowledge and techniques of chemistry is used to help understand and solve the biological problems. Biochemistry is super important because it helps us understand how all the tiny molecular mechanisms work behind the scenes to keep our cells and bodies running smoothly. Some of the examples of different cellular processes in our body include metabolism, DNA replication, and signal transduction. Hence, biochemistry is crucial for understanding key cellular processes including metabolism, DNA replication, and signal transduction. It helps us understand how living organisms grow, reproduce, and respond to their environment. The term biochemistry was coined by the pioneering German chemist Carl Newberg in 1903. Often regarded as one of the founding fathers of biochemistry, Newberg made significant contributions that have helped shape the field as we know it today. Newberg's work laid the groundwork for modern biochemistry, paving the way for countless discoveries that have deepened our knowledge of life at the molecular level. Biochemistry has a rich history that goes back to ancient times when people started to wonder about the nature of life. Let's take a friendly walk through its early beginnings. The ancient philosophies. This journey began with thinkers like Empedocles and Democritus from ancient Greece. These Greek thinkers were curious about what everything, including life, was made of. They didn't have the tools we have now, but their ideas were the first steps toward understanding life's building blocks. Alchemy. Fast forward to Middle Ages, and we have alchemists. These alchemists took these early ideas and turned them into action. These curious minds conducted experiments aimed at transforming substances, hoping to unlock secrets like turning base metals into gold or finding an elixir of life. While their goals were often mystical and ambitious, their experiments laid the groundwork for what would later become modern chemistry and biochemistry. They were like early scientists who tried to change one substance into another, such as turning metals into gold. Even though they didn't succeed in making gold, their experiments helped pave the way for modern chemistry and biochemistry. In essence, biochemistry started with big questions and simple experiments. Over time, these early efforts evolved into the detailed scientific field we know today. In the 18th and 19th centuries, some key scientists made big strides in understanding how life works. Antoine Lavoisier, known as the father of modern chemistry, figured out that mass doesn't just disappear, it's conserved. His experiments with oxygen showed how oxygen is so crucial in burning things, laying the groundwork for understanding how our bodies use energy. Then there's Frederick Wöhler, who in 1828 did something amazing. He made urea, a substance found in pea, from chemicals that weren't supposed to be able to do that. This blew people's minds because it showed that stuff once thought only living things could make could actually come from the non living stuff. This experiment shook up the idea of vitalism, which said life had some special mysterious force. Wöhler's work opened the door to modern biochemistry, where we study how chemicals in our bodies work together to keep us alive and kicking. In the early 20th century, some brilliant scientists made huge leaps in understanding how bodies work at the chemical level. First up, there's Edward Buckner, who in 1897 shook things up by discovering enzymes. These little molecules are like body's helpers. They speed up chemical reactions without getting used up themselves. Buckner showed that even when you take cells apart, these enzymes can still get things done, like making alcohol from sugar, which was a big deal at that time. Then there's Emil Fischer, who was all about figuring out the shapes of sugars and proteins. He came up with the neat idea called the lock and key model, which explains how enzymes grab onto specific molecules, that is, their keys, to start chemical reactions. This model really helped scientists understand how enzymes work in our bodies. And finally, Carl Newberg, who is known for coining the term biochemistry around 1903, his work focused on fermentation, how things break down in cells, and studying enzymes. By giving this new field a name, Newberg helped make biochemistry its own branch of science, separate from chemistry and biology. Together, these pioneers laid the foundation for a deeper understanding of how chemicals inside us keep everything running smoothly. In the mid to late 20th century, biochemistry made huge leaps forward thanks to some groundbreaking discoveries and new ways to study molecules. One of the biggest moments was in 1953 when James Watson and Francis Crick figured out the shape of the DNA. It's like a twisted ladder called a double helix. This discovery was huge because it showed how our genes are stored and passed down through generations, laying the groundwork for understanding genetics and inheritance. During this time, scientists also developed powerful new tools to study molecules up close. Techniques like X ray crystallography, which uses X ray to see how atoms are arranged in crystals, and nuclear magnetic resonance (NMR), and mass spectrometry, which help analyze the structure and behavior of molecules, became game changers. These tools allowed scientists to dive deep into the workings of cells, uncovering how molecules like proteins and DNA interact and function. This era of rapid progress in molecular biology helped unlock many secrets of life at the chemical level, paving the way for modern advances in medicine, genetics, and biotechnology. Now let's move on to the core concepts of biochemistry. This includes concepts related to biomolecules like carbohydrates, lipids, and proteins, concepts related to metabolism, enzymes, and energetics. Biomolecules are like the building blocks that make life possible. They come in different types, each with its own important job in keeping cells and organisms functioning smoothly. Carbohydrates are sugars and starches that give us energy. You find them in foods like bread, pasta, fruits, etc. But they are not just fuel, they also help cells recognize each other and communicate. Lipids. Lipids include fats, oils, and things like the fats in your body. They are crucial for storing energy and making up the walls of cells. Imagine them as bricks and mortar that hold everything together. Proteins. They are really versatile. They are made from amino acids and do all kinds of jobs in your body, from helping with chemical reactions like enzymes do, to giving cells structure and controlling what happens inside them. Nucleic acids, like DNA and RNA, are like the instruction manuals of life. They hold the genetic information that tells cells how to grow and function. Think of them as the blueprint that determine everything from your eye color to how your body works. Together, these biomolecules are essential for life. They work together in a complex dance to keep you healthy and functioning. Metabolism is like the engine that keeps your body running smoothly. It's all about the chemical reactions happening inside you that help maintain life and keep you going strong. Catabolism is like breaking things down to get energy. Just like when you eat food, your body breaks it down into smaller pieces like sugars and proteins that your cells can use for energy and building blocks. Anabolism is the opposite. It's about building things up. Your body uses energy to take those smaller pieces like sugars and amino acids and turn them into bigger and more complex molecules that your body needs, such as proteins and DNA. So, metabolism is this balance of breaking things down to get energy and building things up to keep your body functioning and growing. It's like a constant cycle of energy and construction happening inside you all the time to keep you healthy and alive. Enzymes are like the helpers in your body's chemical factory. They speed up important reactions that keep you alive and healthy, like breaking down food into energy or building up proteins. What's cool about enzymes is that they do all this without getting used up themselves. They can keep working over and over. Bioenergetics is all about energy flow in living things. Think of it as studying how your body gets and uses energy. Cells need energy to do everything like move, grow, and even think. Bioenergetics helps us understand how cells get energy from food like sugars and fats, through processes such as cellular respiration, which happens in every cell, and photosynthesis, which plants use to make their own food. It's like understanding the power source that keeps all living things buzzing with activity. So, enzymes and bioenergetics are both crucial parts of how your body works. They keep everything running smoothly and make sure you have got the energy to go about your day. Now, let's look at some key biochemical processes. First one is glycolysis. This is like the starting point for breaking down glucose, which is a sugar your body uses for energy. It happens in the cytoplasm of cells where glucose gets transformed into smaller molecules that can be used to make energy. And second is citric acid cycle, also known as Krebs cycle. Imagine this as a little energy factory inside your cells, specifically in mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell. Here, a series of reactions takes place that help produce a molecule called ATP, which is like your body's energy currency. ATP is what gives your cells the power they need to do everything from moving to thinking. Next one is electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation. These are like the final steps in the energy making process, and they also happen in mitochondria. Here molecules from the Krebs cycle pass through a chain of reactions in the mitochondrial membrane. This chain helps create ATP through a process called oxidative phosphorylation, which is crucial for providing the bulk of your body's energy. Next is photosynthesis, and this is how plants make their food and oxygen. Using sunlight, plants take in carbon dioxide and water and turn them into glucose, which is their food, and oxygen, which we need to breathe. This process occurs in special parts of plant called chloroplasts, where sunlight is converted into chemical energy that fuels the plant's growth and survival. These processes are all about how living things get and use energy. It's like the secret recipe that keeps everything in nature buzzing with life. Now it's time to learn how biochemistry is linked to human health. Biochemistry plays a huge role in keeping us healthy and understanding medicine. By studying biochemistry, we can see how diseases start at the tiniest level and figure out ways to treat and prevent them. Here are some key areas where biochemistry is really important. So first one is nutritional biochemistry. This area looks at how the foods we eat affect our health. It helps us understand how our bodies use nutrients from food and how different foods can impact our well-being and help prevent or cause diseases. Next is clinical biochemistry. This field focuses on how diseases change the chemicals in our bodies. By studying these changes, doctors can diagnose and manage conditions like diabetes, heart disease, and other metabolic disorders. It's like having a roadmap to understand what's going wrong in the body and how to fix it. And next is pharmacology. This is the study of how medicines work in our bodies. It uses biochemistry to understand how drugs interact with our cells and tissues, how they help us, and what side effects they might have. It's crucial for developing new treatments and ensuring that they are safe and effective. In short, biochemistry is like the foundation of medicine and health sciences. It helps us understand the building blocks of life and use that knowledge to keep people healthy and treat diseases. Scope of biochemistry. Biochemistry is a broad and interdisciplinary field that bridges biology and chemistry, focusing on the chemical processes and substances that occur within living organisms. Biochemistry covers various areas, including the molecular basis of life by studying DNA, proteins, and cellular processes. It delves into how cells function, how our bodies generate and use energy, and the chemical mechanisms underlying diseases and therapies. Nutritional biochemistry examines the impact of nutrients on health, while biotechnology leverages genetic engineering for innovations like gene therapy and bioproducts. Environmental biochemistry looks at biogeochemical cycles and bioremediation, and evolutionary biochemistry studies molecular evolution. Additionally, it covers immune system components, neurobiochemistry of brain function, and development of biochemical tools and techniques. This interdisciplinary field is essential for advancing medicine, agriculture, industry, and environmental sciences. Biochemistry has diverse applications that significantly impact various fields. In medicine and healthcare, it aids in disease diagnosis, drug development, and clinical biochemistry. The pharmaceutical industry benefits from biochemistry in producing biologics and understanding drug actions. Agriculture uses biochemistry from crop development and pest control, while the food industry relies on it for food preservation, safety, and nutritional enhancements. Environmental science applies biochemistry in bioremediation and ecosystem monitoring. Forensic science uses biochemical techniques for DNA fingerprinting and toxicology. In biotechnology, genetic engineering and synthetic biology are key areas. Academic and research institutions focus on both basic and applied research in biochemistry. Industrial applications include enzyme production and bioprocessing, showcasing the wide ranging importance of biochemistry in advancing technology, health, and environmental solutions. So, here's a bonus point for you. Did you know that the Human Genome Project, which was completed in 2003, mapped all the genes in human DNA, revolutionizing biochemistry and genetics? Amazing, right? See you next time. So, before we conclude, you can get notes on the website The Concept Bacon, and you can find the link in the description. To conclude, biochemistry is a dynamic and integral field that provides deep insights into molecular foundations of life. By exploring the structures and functions of biomolecules, the intricacies of metabolic pathways, and the energy transformations that sustain life, biochemistry enables us to understand and manipulate biological processes for the betterment of health and disease management. Whether you are a student, researcher, or enthusiast, delving into the world of biochemistry opens up a realm of fascinating discoveries about the very essence of living organisms. As a biochemist, you can expect a rewarding career both intellectually and financially. In the US, the median annual salary for a biochemist is around $94,270 according to US Bureau of Labor Statistics. In India, the average annual salary for a biochemist ranges from 3 lakhs to 10 lakhs, depending upon experience and specialization. To learn more about the exciting career opportunities in biochemistry, be sure to check out our video on this topic. Link is in the description.